name is Jay Hugilon. First, I would like to introduce my members, Jose Paladera, Jemer Logroño, and Angelica Hernandez. So now, let's proceed to our topic. Chapter 1. The basic fundamental concept of research. Research, using the simplest definition for an answer to a query using the most logical and valid method. But some students experience or encounter some problems could be on finding the best method of teaching, like mathematics or any kind of subject. So it could be means selecting the best chemical that can improve the strength and quality of groups. And there are other problems everywhere there for research, but researchers are found wanting. To start our initiation into the world of research, the following objectives are: first, define research and enumerate the different kind of research. The second is to analyze the factors to consider in the selection of research problem. The third, define the hypothesis in the different kind of hypotheses. And the last one, use part of the research report as a guide for the study of the different kind of research. What is research? How do we define research? Research is probably could get simple manner that the layman may see and immediately understood. But some of them define it as a systematic way of looking at a problem with all the potential tools used to arrive at the most valid conclusion in generalization, usually from empirical data. In the other way, research must give a new knowledge for what is known in the past. It is not applicable to the situation that are current at the times of what is contemporary. But some researches do not become past or lose importance. They become a part of a view of related literature and thereof still hold on importance, function, and place in a research activity. We will talk about the three different kinds of research: basic, applied, and empirical researches. First, basic researches. It is the process of objects and things or information about different topics with no concern for a direct payoff. For example, studies on relationship, emotional quotient between leadership skills. Are we clear? Another example, comparative analysis, GPA of a college student between grades of grade 6 pupils, and also trends and projections. Number 2, applied research. Applied research are those approved into a know using directly the result to a current problem. In the other words, applied research is a methodology using to solve a specific or a practical issue that affecting the individual or group. For example, studies on a rice substitute, or modern methods for gallbladder operation, or even if different from contraceptive for a birth control, or modern techniques or tooth treatments. Number 3, empirical researches. Empirical researches are more specific than the basic researches because this kind of research is using empirical evidence, and also it is a way of gaining knowledge by direct and indirect, and also this kind of research is based on observation or experience, and it can be derived from direct data, can deal with population, and also generally use an estimation and hypothesis testing. So let's proceed from pure researches. There are some research that did not use an empirical data and direct, like this kind of research, a pure research. A pure research is also known as basic research, but it is conducted, take note, without any specific goal in mind. Pure researches is aimed only by advanced reading and knowledge. Sources of problem. This is one of the most common complaints of student in research. But actually, there are so many problems around us. But in research problem, we need more time to find a solution. I'll give you some sources of problem. First is subject in classroom. Subject in the classroom. Subject in the classroom. Some research problem spring from the different problem in class discussion, which is one may find in the different interaction with classmates. For example, what is a specific job of a Bisawa student, or how stenography can help a Bisawa student. We also encounter some problems in work experiences, like interpersonal relation with co-workers and communication flow in the three processes. Also, theories which needs empirical support. For example, the motivational hygienes theory with job satisfaction, or intelligence theory in learning and teaching. And lastly, technological and science researches like drug addiction and quality healthcare. Offshoot of other researches is a question on values, opinion, and policies of a different organization found in the recommendation that may also be continued in another research. So, suggestion from friends or administration. It is a suggestion regarding from feasible topics for research that may help to accomplish and can be detailed in specifically. Specialization. This is a concerned specialized area of psychology, special education, quality healthcare and service, management, anthropology, logic, and philosophy, and among others. And also, it may go into the use of psychological incapacity for annulment of marriage and the issue of battered wives. Programs is also one can gain insight on a topic that medicine, psychology, teaching, management, economic, and other fields that is published in official organs, public or private institution. Instructional program pursuit. So, it is a programs or agenda of a student researchers which issues a list of a topic that are feasible and attainable in research agenda and provide the student to pursue and select the topic. Management practices of organizations. There are different practices in organization which need assessment and improvement. Some rules and regulations may be assessed for the purpose of helping on the legislator as to better laws, such as those that related to the bank scam, overseas employment, technical smuggling of bureau, custom, and also among others. So for now, I'm going to discuss a characteristic of a good problem and a concept of a research. So we have 8 ways to achieve a good problem. First is it should be an interest of a researcher. One can be persuasive on a subject matter which known and interested in. Second, it should be a practical value to the researcher from school and community. Third, it is current novel issue. Especially, most of all time, it can be finished within the allotted time, but also it can be depending on the subject which is requirement. And take note, it should not carry moral or legal impediment, nor it should be controversial. And also, the data is available. and variable and clear, separable, updated, and lastly, each should incur expenses and affordable to the researcher. So, we have 9 factors that influence the selection of the problem. There are availability of data, funds, capability of the writers, attitude and interest of the researcher, interest of the sponsor or the benefactor should be considered, and importance of the issue involves urgency of the issue, cooperation of the other people, and lastly, facilities and instruments are available. So these factors are the researchers' papers are usually has numerous constraints and factors that limit for a successful performance of the project, like availability of the data. It is the most important consideration from a researchers that should be concerned because without data, it can never do an empirical research. Funds. We need funds. Funds for questionnaires, data analysis, papers, or any materials that we are going to use in a research. And capability of the writers. If one should not write and can write of the topic which has beliefs in a capable of doing. Capability of the writers. If one should not write and can write of the topic which he believes in a capable of doing. Attitude and interest of the researchers. One will be motivated to do the research and has the proper attitude and interest of the research, and so more on about the factors that limited of a successful performance from a research. So that is the end of my discussion, and thank you.